Do not travel to US, do not travel to Canada, do not travel to UK. Rather, I want you guys to go to this country that I want to talk about today, because this country have a lot of things to offer, and it is also a country that will give you a pathway to get your passport with ease. Please, please, I want you guys to share this video. If you are not following us, please follow us, and also turn on the notification bell and tell us where you are watching from on the comment section. We would like to know where you are watching from. Thank you. I'm going to give you guys brief breakdown on what I'm about to talk today. Now, before I push forward, this is your boy Jackpot Connect. On our platform, we talk about, or rather, we give out information on traveling, relocations, scholarship, and anything that has to do with traveling abroad. So let's go back to the point. So I would say, do not travel to US, do not travel to Canada, because this country is a very cheap country that I want you guys to opt for. And this particular country is a place whereby you can move in with your family, you can work as many as you want, mostly when you are going in as a student. So there is no restriction for students, unlike UK, where they will tell you you are not allowed to work for more than 20 hours in a week, or maybe in US giving you restriction. And also looking at it as well, look at Canada, look at US, look at UK. You can imagine the current restriction that is increasing on visa restriction on work, and you bringing in your family and not being able to bring your family and stuff like that. Different kind of restriction that's coming up at the moment. So I'll advise you guys not to opt for it. So rather, I want you guys to go for this particular one that I'm about to talk on today. And this country is nothing but Portugal. Portugal is a country that many of you might be aware of, but many of you are not aware of it, because you guys feel like Portugal is just, like a duper country. No, Portugal is a very rich country, believe me. If you've not been there, you don't know it. People who have been there, ask them, they will give you lots of information about this country. Now, Portugal is a country that is very, very cheap in terms of education, in terms of job. There is job, anything you can think of, there is, have it there. Electricity is there, and people will want to say, what about the language barrier? No, most of the courses, first of all, before I will go there, if you are going in as a student and you want to apply, before you start applying, they'll give you a room, like giving you a choice to choose. Do you want your courses to be tutored in English or in Portuguese? So you'll be the one to choose. Brazil also speak Portuguese, yeah. So Portugal also speak Portuguese there. Now, the living expenses in this country currently is around 600 and something euro, and you have to convert any currency I'm mentioning in euro into your own particular currency. So it might be in South Africa currency, it might be in Zimbabwe, it might be in Ghana, it might be in Nigeria currency. So you have to convert it with the current rate. So now the parliament were debating sometime this year about increasing the living expenses to 850. So which they are planning that will be taking effect from around January 2024. So this is what they are planning. And the good thing about this country is that getting the visa is very, very easy. And if you want to do your proof of fund as you're moving in as a student, you need to have at least like around 3 months, minimum of 3 months to 6 months. So which means you have to have 600. And if, for example, if you're moving in this year, or if you're moving in next year by January, you need to have proof of fund of minimum of 3 months. So which means you need to calculate it from the 850 something euro. Excuse me. You need to calculate it from there for 3 months or 6 months. So it's minimum of 3 months to 6 months. So once you've been able to get this, thumbs up. Then if your spouse, and also your spouse can move with you, you can move with your children, then the good thing about this country as well is that you don't need to present the same POF, which is the proof of fund that you are giving to them that you have, it, like, the amount does not have to look similar with what you're having with your spouse. So for your spouse, what you present is, for example, if what you are presenting is 3,000 euro, your spouse POF is going to be 1,500, which is 50% of what you are presenting. And if you have children, your children per child is going to be 25% of what you are presenting as well. So that is the good thing about it. And another good thing about this country is that the government, they have put so many things in place whereby they've said once you graduate as a student, as an international student, they will give you a liberty whereby you can work, and as you are working, all the money you spent during your uni will be paid back. You see, that is a good thing about this country as well. And also, because of time, because I don't want to bore you guys with different kind of talk, but for those of you who might need more information, I will suggest on the comment section, tell us where you are watching from. Tell us whatever anything you feel like you want to know, so that we can get to talk more about it. Or you can also send us a private message, then we'll respond to you. So I might not be able to give all the list, so I'm going to pinpoint the vital information that is going to benefit you. So now, if for example you want to apply as a student, there are some steps that you need to take, which is going through the application, submitting your credentials to one of the unit that you want to go for. Then they will evaluate your certificate, then say, okay, if you are fit on that particular course, they will not offer you admission. And before you do that, you will need to visit an embassy in your country, whereby you submit all your credentials. Then they will not do what they call vetting, which is verifying your certificate that you've claimed that you have, that maybe you graduated with 2-1 or first class or whatever you graduated with. They will need to verify it with the university you've told them, and they will call them, and at the end of it, they will stamp if it is correct. And once it's stamped, now you can now use that certificate that will be issued to you by the embassy to apply, and that will now tell the uni that yes, that the certificate is authentic and is original and you are not forging it. And after that, you can now proceed, present your POF, and the living expenses, like I said, as of this year it was 600 or something. By next year January, it will be taking effect to 850 as a living expenses. And in terms of job, there is job as well, so it all boils down to if you have the time. And the good thing about the classes is that they have evening classes, which means you can go to your work during the day, then go back to class at night. And if you are a master student, the classes is just about 2 times in a week, and they also have weekend, so which means you can go to work Monday to Friday, then weekend you go to your class, so you have a lot of time to work. And if for example you are being paid like 1,000 euro, now there is a card that the governments have like, it's kind of a policy that anybody that is employing you needs to give you that card. So you are entitled to that card once you've gotten a job and you're already in that country. Yeah, so the card is called mail card. So you can't use this card to purchase a house, you can't use this card to purchase any other thing, or you can't withdraw the money, but you can only use it for what it is meant for, which is for food. So that is to say, they will be loading about 200 euro to that card, so you can use that card to purchase food in your house, and at the end of the day you might not need to touch your money. And also the good thing about it is that the government made it like kind of a compulsory for all you need to make it flexible for everyone, both the international student and people who are already there, which is the citizens as well. So they will give you a platform whereby you can pay your tuition instrumentally, where they will ask you to pay instrumental for like 10 times within a year. So if for example your tuition is 5,000 euro and you don't have the full cash to pay, so you have opportunity to pay 10 times this year and 10 times the following year. So which means you can divide it into 2005 this year, so which means every month you'll be paying 250 euro for 10 months. and the following year you do the same thing to complete. So that is to say, if you are earning 1,000, you still have an opportunity to save and pay your tuition. That is a good thing about this country as well. And also, this country is not like other countries that will tell you that because you came in through school route that that you need to spend 10 years before you get your citizenship. No. Or maybe you cannot come in with your family. No, you can move in with your family, and once you move in, they will give you a temporary residency, and once you graduate they will give you another 3 years, which is permanent residency. Now once you've completed the 3 years with addition of your 2 years of uni, which is 5 years, now you cannot apply to become a citizen of Portugal. You see, so that is the interesting part of this particular country. So there are a lot of things, loaded things that many of you do not know about. So I will suggest and I will advise you guys to take advantage of it to start applying now. And another thing before I leave, the application fee is very, very cheap. It ranges from 50 to 200 euro. And also, the trick about this thing is that the higher the application fee, the chances for you to gain your admission. So if you're paying around 200 euro, you have upper hand in getting your admission. So it is very, very easy. So this is part of the trick. And also, I will advise you guys as well, which is another trick, is that apply now. Do not wait till later, because they have what they call 3 sessions, which is starting of the year, middle of the year, and ending of the year. So for example, if they are having like 200 slots, so they are going to give out like about 100 slots during the beginning of the year, like 70 slots mid of the year, and 30 slots at the end of the year. So if you are applying at the end of the year, the chances of you getting admission is very, very slim. If you are applying mid of the year, it's still a bit slim, but not that fast. But if you are applying at the beginning of the year, which is taking advantage now, the chances the chances for you to get the admission is very, very fast for you. So which I'll advise you guys to grab. People have not started rushing down to this country. People do not know what is really going on, because they felt like it's just like those kind of countries. No, do not look it like that. This country is a very well developed country. Safe job is there. And also, in addition, this country, the government are as well planning to keep international students in that country. So they are trying to create a room for that, in the sense that when you graduate, so they will give you an offer for you to stay, or if you choose you want to go back, fine, but they will give you an enticing offer that will keep you and that will make you to work in that country, so that you can give back what you have learned from your uni, or what they have given to you through your uni. So this is what they are planning, and which is very, very good, and which I'll advise you guys to go for, rather than spending thousands, over 20,000 of pounds or dollar going to US or UK to study. No. Now people will ask about, before I go, let me talk about the tuition as well. So in terms of the tuition, now it ranges from, if you're going for like private uni, it ranges from 10,000 euro to 5,000. Then if you're going for public uni, it ranges from around 2,000 euro to 5,000 euro. So you see how cheap it is. So it's not that expensive like other countries like Canada, US, and UK. And also, like I said earlier on, there is no restriction on your visa. So you can bring in your family, you can work as many as you want. So there is no like work 20 hours, work 40 hours. No. So you can work as far as you have the energy and you have what to give. And people will ask, what kind of job is there? There are a lot of jobs. You can work on that, maybe either on the IT part, you can work in the construction, you can work in the health, you can work in any part you feel like you have the skills and you have the knowledge on to work on. So that is it. So please, if you know you are not following us, please do that now. Follow us, and remember, turn on your notification bell. And also, please do not forget, share. We want you to comment on the comment section. Tell us where you are watching from. Thank you.